Hey my scrappy friends, welcome to my channel. I am sharing a layout that I made for Shimmerz. I posted this last week when I got back from vacation. It was the first layout that I made when I came back. But this mixed media part I actually did before Christmas. So I did it in December and it just didn't get finished. So I'm taking white cardstock. I did not do anything to it, like prime it or anything. And I'm taking some texture pastes, some different kinds. I mixed like Widy Tidy together, and then now I'm adding some graphite, gritty graphite, and I did use just regular texture paste for some of it, but most of it is all of the Shimmerz paste. So but the reason why I did that is because I was just trying to get different shades, and with the just regular texture paste, you can get a little bit of a different look. So if you mix your Shimmerz with just regular paste, you can get this really cool look. So, but I'm trying to get all these different types of shades. So like I said, I use Widy Tidy. I use some putting on the glitz. There's another white that I think I use too, because there's a couple of different whites. And then I'm using some of the Leafy Green, and I mix that in with some of the white, so it could get the Widy Tidy, and so it got a little bit. And then this is just a plain. And so I kind of was going from that gray to white to green. So it's kind of like a ombre, but like a really weird ombre. So if you guys were part, I want to say, was it Christina's group? Maybe. I shared an art journal page, which I actually shared with Shimmerz because I used Shimmerz stuff with it too. And I did something similar to this, but I did it all in one color. So I didn't, or I say one color, one shade, and then I added like Widy Tidy to it, and I added a little bit of a darker color to get like that ombre look. So with the different blues. So here I am. This is later, as you can tell. And I'm grabbing me some chocolate because this is one of the things that I like to eat while I'm scrapbooking. So this is the background. And when I made it, I was thinking about scrapbooking the photos that I took last year when we went Christmas tree shopping and hunting. So it was the first year that we had a real tree for my kids. And they only know, at this point, they had only known the fake tree, which we have had for years since we've been married. So like 12 years pretty much. And so we went out and we chopped down our own tree, and I had a ton of pictures, and I did put some of them in my December daily, but I wanted to do a layout about it too, because it was just a really cool and fun moment and something that I'll remember. And I was super excited about getting a real tree because we had only had fake trees. And like in Hawaii, it's harder to get a real tree. And where we were in Texas, you have like the small window to get a really fresh tree. So now what I'm deciding is I'm gonna trim off just a teeny tiny bit, like a quarter of an inch maybe, on each side, so that I can have this ripped look on a pattern paper border, because I pulled out my Clique kit, December kit, because I really haven't used it, which I'm like so sad about. But I mean, I still have time now, right? I mean, it's only the end of January. And I have still yet to do my December daily from this year, but that's besides the point. So it will get done. I do have it have my kit for that. So, but I really wanted to use this kit for that. So I just pulled out one photo. I had two, but I decided I only really wanted one. So sorry, I have no idea what the heck I'm doing right now. I must have been watching something. Sometimes I watch some shows just for some background noise. Sometimes I watch scrappy videos too, but I find that if I watch scrappy videos, I either miss the whole thing or I end up watching it. So like sometimes if I pick shows, I can just pick shows that I don't necessarily need to watch. But I'm just going to cut out some papers, and I'm trying to think about the color combo that I already have on my page. I really wanted to use the evergreen bough paper, that white and black one, and then I have these other ones. So I'm just kind of figuring out how do I want my layers. I mean, it's been a few weeks since I've scrapbooked, so I'm just kind of like playing around. But I really do like to do my layering like this, where I just randomly cut papers and then figure out how they're going to fit together behind my photo, because I find that you use a lot less paper than if you're just like cutting the paper around the photo, which I do sometimes, but I really like to do it this way. It's fun. It's like Tetris of scrapbooking or something. So now I'm looking at the die cuts because I know I want to have some kind of tag or something, and I'm trying to decide what I want. I like that red one, but I wasn't really wanting that much red because there's really not red in my photo at all. Actually, there's blue from my son's coat, but there's no red on the background either. So I'm kind of thinking about how I want to stick with more of the green tones to kind of go with it. I mean, and here in Washington, everything is so green in the winter time. So I really want to mimic that. And I really want to, like really enhance that green. So I'm just looking through all of my stuff from the kit. I think I add some stuff too that wasn't, I'm trying to think if I added anything that wasn't in the kit. I know so far I've used stuff from the kit. So there's this green tag. It's perfect. It's not the same shade green, but this is where taking different colors that are really similar really match and look awesome, because they not matchy, but they match. You know what I mean? So now I am cutting out all of these pieces. I'm not going to show you all of me cutting them all out because that'd be really boring, but I fussy cut around them because I thought that they would look better if I layered them that way. And you have all this texture from the background, and so I really want pieces that are going to look awesome. So I wasn't sure if I was going to use that. I really like the Joy. So I'm taking some old chipboard from last year that I know I'm not going to use. I'm not going to use the Caravan. It's super cute, but I'm not going to use it. And then I think I'm taking like some of the corners and stuff. So this is something that I do a lot. I will cut the corners off my chipboard pieces because it's not like I'm going to use them and they're sticky on the one side, and then you just use some glue and you have a dimensional element. And it really needed that so that it's not right on top of all of that awesome texture pastes. You need it because it's there and it's not going to rest on there anyway. And then plus when you're layering pieces like this, you really do want to have some space in between your photo and the background because it just tucks in a little bit easier, and then you don't need as much glue. You just kind of glue on like a little bit. And I actually didn't use that much glue. It'll stick. I'm not so worried about that. But if you are worried, you can always take some of the pieces and with a tiny attacher and like fan them out a little bit, and then a tiny attach in like the end, and then that's the part that you stick down underneath. So if you know, you could use a glue dot too. That would probably work really well with this. So I'm just kind of picking in the pieces. I know I ended up having to cut out a few extra pieces than what I first started off with, but I did take some of the chipboard from the kit too and use some of the big chipboard pieces too. So just a few. But it was just really fun to do this tucking and layering, and I really like the green and then the white and black, and it just looks so much fun. And it reminded me just how much fun it was. And like I said, I love this photo because you can see the beads of water, and then my son like trying to touch it and trying to feel. And then so now we have these gold pieces, so I'm gonna stick these in here too. I mean, I know that it would have looked awesome if I had silver pieces, because with the water and stuff and the graphite color, the gritty graphite from the Texturez and the Dazzlerz. So the leafy green is a Dazzler, and that doesn't have anything in it. And then the Widy Tidy doesn't have anything in it, I don't think, if I'm remembering correctly. No, the Widy Tidy does have stuff in it. It's Salt to the Earth. I think I use that one too because I really love Salt to the Earth. It's a really nice matte finish. It's more of a matte finish than the Dazzlerz, but it's just plain white. It will pick up a little bit of color if you had like media on the bottom, and it will pick up a little bit of that, but this didn't have that. So I'm pretty much done. I added that button up at the top above the title, and that's it. So if you head over to the Shimmerz store because you see some of this paste and you want to get your hands on some, make sure that you mention me when you're checking out, because you will get a free gift from Shimmerz. And they love to hear when people have come over from other places. They like to know who sent them. So I will see you guys later. I hope you guys are having a great January, and I will have plenty more videos coming up in the next weeks. Bye.